On February 3rd, a New York court sentenced Dr. Aafia Siddiqui and convicted her of acts of terrorism and premeditated murder. Now, who is Aafia Siddiqui? This 37-year-old frail woman who is 5'3" was accused of grabbing a gun from a brute US Marine in Afghanistan and that she attempted to kill him. In the process, the Marines shot her back, twice in her stomach, and then she was flown to New York in August of 2008. Now, Aafia Siddiqui disappeared in Pakistan in March of 2003, 5 years prior to her whereabouts became known in the media. And that was also because British journalist Yvonne Ridley, as well as Pakistani politician Imran Khan, took up her case and made a lot of noise about it to notify and alert the general public that Aafia Siddiqui had been held at Bagram torture chamber, where she was known as prisoner number 650. Muazzam Beg, who had also spent time over there and finally was shipped to Guantanamo Bay, where he languished for 3 years before his release because he was completely innocent, has confirmed that they used to hear the screams of some woman over there and they used to call her prisoner 650. And in 2003, when Aafia Siddiqui was kidnapped by Pakistani intelligence agencies, along with her 3 children, she was flown to Afghanistan, where she was tortured, she was raped, she was badly humiliated, and to this day, the whereabouts of two of her children are unknown. In fact, only one of her sons has been released. Now, when in the New York courtroom, she was convicted of attempted murder. In fact, her defense lawyer said that this is a story that has been concocted by the prosecution, which has no basis in fact. How could a woman who was so frail, only 5'3", who was in ill health, who had been tortured, mistreated for so long, could ever even contemplate perpetrating such an act? Moreover, no casings of the gun that she is supposed to have fired at an American soldier have been found over there. And when this was pointed out in court, the prosecution said, well, the bullets might have hit the furniture, and they removed the furniture from there. So they kept on making stories about Aafia Siddiqui, and they have not been able to prove anything on her. Now, who is Aafia Siddiqui? Aafia Siddiqui, in fact, is a brilliant neuroscientist. She was educated at MIT as well as Brandeis University in the United States. And at the end of 2002, she went back to Pakistan along with her children because she could not find a suitable job in her own profession. And she has been accused, because of the fact that she is such a highly qualified scientist, that she has been working with Al-Qaeda. Now, Al-Qaeda, of course, is another bogey that the West creates, particularly the Americans, in order to justify their wars. But it seems to us that people who are Islamically committed, highly educated, and who do not wish to serve American interests or American war policies, then they are targeted in this manner and subjected to such kind of brutal treatment. Aafia Siddiqui is going to be sentenced on May the 6th of this year, and it is a foregone conclusion that she'll probably be sentenced to life imprisonment or whatever. But when she was found guilty in that New York courtroom on February the 3rd, she shouted at that time that this is not an American verdict, it is not a verdict of justice, it's an Israeli verdict that is being delivered against her, and that she actually pinpointed the source of the problem in the Muslim world, that in fact the Zionists were behind her arrest, her capture, and her torture and humiliation because she is such a highly qualified scientist of the Muslim world.